A major political fight over public safety is now playing out at the state capitol. Democratic lawmakers and the governor are trying to negotiate with the group that's trying to reform Proposition 47.
Yeah, now Proposition 47 has become infamous for loosening drug and theft penalties in California years ago. Law enforcement, business groups, and even some elected officials have blamed that for the steep rise in crime we've seen across the state in all these years. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala is live at the state capitol, where legislative leaders just gave an update on the negotiations going on. Ash.
Right, Golston, right here at the state capitol, those legislative leaders just spoke within the last hour. Democratic leaders of the Senate and Assembly basically echoing what Governor Gavin Newsom recently told us, that they basically see no need for voters to decide on that ballot initiative to reform Proposition 47. So as you mentioned, they're in the process of trying to negotiate with the proponents of that measure, and they're doing it with some changes that they plan to make to their public safety package. The Democratic leaders confirmed they plan on putting in these controversial clauses into this set of proposed laws that would basically say if voters approve the Proposition 47 reforms, then they'll repeal and basically be willing to ditch those laws that they have spent all year working on. Now, the ballot initiative and the legislative package are different. The legislature has its own package of public safety related bills that mostly revolve around organized retail theft. There are also some tools to make it easier for investigators to crack down on smash and grabs, while also directing the California Highway Patrol to expand and make permanent its efforts around theft. Now, the ballot measure is different, enhancing penalties on fentanyl and other hard drug dealers and manufacturers, while also setting a new requirement that those convicted of stealing 3 times face time in prison. The Democratic leaders say there are conflicts between the two, but we repeatedly tried to ask, what are the conflicts between the initiative and the legislative package?
Do you worry about the message you might be sending to voters that we spent all this time on this package, but if we basically don't get our way and voters choose 47, then we're good? We're good on the efforts to have reporting requirements for retailers, to deal with the loopholes in the law on smash and grabs. I mean, you're just willing to, because those aren't in the ballot initiative.
I deeply worry about the opposite. First and foremost, I worry if we don't put an urgency clause into these bills, we're not doing what Californians want.
I mean the repeal clause.
Californians want to be able to see urgency in these bills, and that's why we have an urgency clause. On the issue on inoperability, look, here's the bottom line. When you have a ballot measure and a more effective suite of bills, 14 by the Assembly and the Senate, that are put into law and potentially conflicting with each other, that's why we need to be able to be crystal clear about the inoperable status.
Where do they conflict?
There are, happy to go through those with you. There are going to be some very specific conflicts that the Speaker, myself, our staffs have been going through, and happy to go offline. It will take a little bit of time to be able to go through each and every bill.
Again, that was a question that was repeated throughout this press conference. We are still waiting to get some clarity on what exactly those conflicts are. Now, Republicans are calling this tactic political gamesmanship and poison pills. We'll hear more from them at 6 o'clock. Now, we should note the Proposition 47 Reform Ballot Initiative has not yet officially qualified for the ballot, but according to the Secretary of State's numbers, the numbers are looking solid in terms of verifying the signatures that are on the petition to get this on the ballot. The ballot needs to be certified by June 27th, meaning that any negotiations would basically have only about a few weeks to wrap up. Reporting live here at the state capitol, Ashley Zavala, KCRA 3 News.
Yeah, you would think if some of those conflicts were that egregious that they'd have some to name. Okay, Ashley, thanks for staying on top of that.